Hi guys, welcome back to Acting for Everybody. It has been forever since I posted something, but I am back with some new acting content. Yes! For the last 2 years, I wanted to have a dedicated quiet space to record my voiceover acting inside my tiny apartment. So I decided to build myself a recording studio, and today's video is the behind the scenes of how to build your own voiceover space. I shot the whole process, so there is a lot of footage that I have sped up, or else we might be here forever. It took me a good weekend to build because I was making it up as I went, which was so much fun. I haven't included the budget for this, but it is more cheap than a lot of people are saying on the internet. I think overall, maybe I might have spent 150 Australian dollars. So let's get into it. So tools wise, what you can see here is that I bought some soundproofing foam and some really thick, sticky, double-sided tape. Heavy duty from Amazon. I think I bought about 30 centimeter by 30 centimeter panels from memory, and I ran out, so I did have to buy some more. It's been a couple of weeks since the build, so I can't really remember the exact amount that I bought, but it depends on the space. But other than foam and tape, I just used a pair of scissors as well at this point. I used a couple more tools later, which I do mention. I wanted to show you how the foam panels are packed and how much they expand. They are a little smelly, so make sure your area is well ventilated if you decide to kind of do something similar. Also, they say to give them a bit of time to expand. So while I was waiting for them, I prepped my studio space. I had decided a long time ago that I wanted to put the studio in my cupboard, but I had to remove some things I was storing there first. This was actually really good because the knock-on effect was that I had to do a massive declutter of my apartment, which I had been putting off like so many of us do. The goal that I had for this space was that I just wanted somewhere where I could just open the door and the space would be already to record in. Because up till now, I've been building these kind of like blanket forts in my bedroom and shoving towels under the doors and like having to stand in weird like stooped positions because I'm too tall to try and stop like the sound of the traffic from the road getting into the recordings. And every single time I've had to do this, my mic is pretty good. It has like some special, I don't know if it's compression or something, where it cuts out a lot of the background noise, but it is distracting when you can hear trucks rolling by in the middle of your recording. So here is our space. It looks very small. It is very small. Now for the ultimate test. Do I fit? Do I fit? Yes! Yay! I do. Thank goodness for that. All that work. So now that the cupboard is cleared, we give it a good clean. The spray I use is just some eucalyptus oil with water. It freshens up the space and it also makes me feel less dead inside. And with that, it is time for a cup of tea. Now that the cupboard is ready, I'm going to prep the panels with the tape. I wasn't sure how many panels I would need to end up using, so I only opened up one pack at a time. They came in these sealed packs of like 12, and only stuck tape on about 3 panels at a time as well. I just stuck the tape to the corners of each tile. This was very time-consuming and extremely repetitive, and on occasion, that annoying thing that happens to left-handed people while cutting with right-handed scissors happened. My lefties know exactly what I mean by this, but I persevered though, and I can't wait to show you the result at the end of the video. After this, I stuck a test panel up. The backboard of the cupboard is made of a different material, so I wanted to make sure that it didn't take the paint off. I'm in Australia, and unlike other countries, you're not really allowed to do anything like paint the walls in rental properties. Let me know if where you're from is the same. I'm pretty sure from other YouTube videos that I've seen on interior design. That you're allowed to paint inside your rentals in the US and Canada, which, if that's true, that is amazing. I wish I could do that. Um, well, yeah, a bit of paint has come off. Oops. But with adversity comes great creativity. So, using the box from Amazon and two 1 meter dowel rods I just happened to have spare, I created a false back wall. I love to recycle and repurpose in my creative projects any way that I can. I stuck it all together with double sided tape and just propped it up against the back wall, so it's not actually stuck to the back wall. And in terms of design, I just winged it. So now that the false wall is in, I'm now sticking the panels to that. So it meant adjusting where I put the double-sided tape on some of the panels. The back wall is actually held in position by the other foam panels around the top and the sides of the cupboard, which is kind of a bit difficult to explain. I'm sure some of you guys get it. If you don't, think a jigsaw, one part holding another part against an object. Yeah. I did end up trimming some of the panels down, and for this I used a art scalpel and a ruler that I had in my art box, just to kind of mark on the foam a straight line of where I wanted the cut to go, and then I cut the foam panel down with fabric scissors. I kind of just compared and estimated the amount of foam that I needed for the gaps. I didn't end up filming this part, that's why there's no footage of it. I ran out of panels to complete the project, so I ordered some more. And I decided to repurpose these battery powered fairy lights I already had to use as lights and just wrapped them around the coat rail. And that's it for day one. So here's what it looks like at the moment. I repurposed a stool I got secondhand that fits perfectly. I also measured and triple checked the measurements and ordered an IKEA table to fit in the space as well. So I will be waiting on that. But the second lot of panels have arrived. So these are to stick to the back of the sliding door and to fill in some of the gaps. I should mention that I have no expectations for this to be completely soundproof, as I may need air to breathe while I am in there, surprisingly. But it should dampen a lot of sound. And we're back to sticking. I thought I should test it out. It is snug but very comfy, a bit like a comfy coffin. So now I'm nicknaming it my Comfy Coffin Studio. So now that the panels are in, I'm going to start installing some extra bits and pieces. First is my pop filter, which I have secured to the coat rail. Then I found this old battery light of mine that stopped working like over 2 years ago. but it randomly started working again that day. So I installed that using some leftover attachment thingies from my Kmart ring light. I know, fancy. But it all just happened to attach together really nicely. So very unplanned. It just came with, fidgeting with like little bits and bobs. After waiting a while, my table finally came from IKEA, and it's time to build this table and finish this project. This table also comes in black, but because the studio is tiny and a bit dark, I opted for the lighter color just so I can see pens and things while I am recording in there. It also comes with a handy dandy cup holder, and I always like to have some hot water or some tea on hand when I am recording. Um, I then installed the mic arm onto the table and then the mic, and that is it done. And this is the final outcome. I have a photo which shows the whole studio better, which will come up in a moment. I'm so happy with how it turned out, and I am so glad that I decided to actually get this done. So that's today's episode done. And of course, I recorded this whole voiceover from my comfy coffin studio. I have some videos on voiceovers coming up. One on creating your voiceover demo reel and some voiceover 101 stuff. Also, I have a review of a product I bought on Amazon, which is related to acting, of course. And I want to do a kind of show and tell acting book recommendation video as well. My voiceover services are also available on Fiverr. You can find me there under Brie G4 or Brig4 if you want to be annoying. But otherwise, we will see you next time on Acting for Everybody. And always remember, you do not have to be perfect to perform. All right, bye.